Hey everybody, and welcome back to Grunt Reviews. We're back in the studio. We are starting another review process. I love all things 5.7 here at the channel. So finally got a chance to get my hands on the budget 5.7 handgun. Guys, today we are taking a look and doing our unboxing and tabletop on the Palmetto State Armory Rock pistol. This will be the threaded 5.2 inch barrel with the optics cut setup. Guys, as always, go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and drop a comment with your thoughts. All of that helps us with the YouTube algorithms. Share us with your friends, and I do have my Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. If you like what we're doing for you here at the channel, we always appreciate your support. Helps us keep everything going here, and let's get into it. We are going to get this pulled out of the case here. So first thing I will mention, did come in just a nondescript brown box. Nothing pretty, nothing fancy. Palmetto has started doing more and more of kind of these pistol cases as the box or the packaging, if you will. So we do, of course, get the handgun itself. And it actually is strapped in all nice and neat. Not a huge deal, but it is kind of cool. This is actually a decent range bag. The other cool thing that I have noticed with this, they give you these pouches. You can actually adjust the configuration of the bag itself. Not a huge deal, but if it's something you use, it is kind of nice. We do get 2 magazines. These are actually a metal magazine instead of being all polymer, and they are a 23 round magazine instead of some of the other pistols in 5.7 that are limited to 20. If I had to guess, for those of you who do live in the more communist states, I'm going to guess they're going to come out with a 10 round version of these. Usually Palmetto takes a month or two. I haven't looked at their website to see if they have them yet, but they should be able to accommodate those of you outside of free states. We of course do get our PSA Palmetto logoed firearm lock there, and then it came with 2 extra pouches, one for the barrel, and then this one is empty. Not totally sure what they originally intended to go in there. Up top, this is the big one. So there are several different variations of this, with and without optics, with and without threaded barrel, so on and so forth. This one is threaded barrel and optics ready. So they do give you 3 items. There's actually a cover plate if you want to cover over the cut on the slide there. That is not pre-installed, but it does come with everything you need. They also include give you a handy dandy little bill of material there. But basically you've got the RMR footprint, and then they have the Doctor footprint plates that are included in there. And then lastly, we do have our instruction manual, and for those of you that are sticker whores, they do include, I think, 2 or 3 stickers. Yeah, Palmetto sticker, and then the palm tree sticker there. So let me get this case out of the way, and let's get zoomed in on the pistol. Looking up close at this, so this is actually a striker fired handgun instead of the more traditional hammer fired that you do see in that 5.7 handgun category. Initial impression, it looks like a Glock and a 5.7 had a really weird, awkward night in Vegas, maybe some Barry White, maybe some champagne, and this is what was produced out of it. So being striker fired, you're obviously going to notice that there is a trigger dingus on it. That is the only externally visible safety on the pistol itself. Does not have a thumb safety or a frame safety like some of the competition does. Get you a view of the other side as well. But the grip, actually very, very ergonomic. It's set up with kind of a micro stipple, if you will. A nice little undercut on it as well. Feels somewhere between the back strap almost feels HK VP9 if you've held one of those. Front strap very much reminds me of a Gen 4 Glock. Does have that little finger groove in there. I know that may be a sticking point for some people. For me, I usually wear a size large in gloves. It could be just a hair lower, but nothing that immediately feels uncomfortable or that's going to interfere with my grip. We do have the stippling down both sides. We have it on the front strap. We have it on the back strap as well. And something to highlight with this, I will do a side-by-side with the FN, but does feel significantly thinner in the grip. Feels a little bit more comfortable. Feels less like you're grabbing a rectangle and more like an oval, if you will. I hope that makes a good description if you haven't got your hands on one of these. But actually very, very comfortable to hold, fits very nicely in the hand. So definitely points for ergonomics there. Trigger, of course, is going to be that Glock style striker fired with the external trigger safety. I call it the trigger dingus. Takedown lever is located inside of the trigger guard there. You pull down to remove. You do have to have the striker uncocked, so you do have to pull the trigger before removing the slide. This particular model is a threaded barrel version. Should be self-explanatory by the threaded barrel there. What's nice from Palmetto is this is threaded in 1/2 by 28. The 5.7, you tend to get into some of the weird metric sizes, and then you've got to do adapters. This, you can mount the can of your choice threaded in 1/2 by 28 on it. Barrel does look very nice. It is fluted. Just kind of pretty overall. Coating does appear to be quality. They do give you a thread protector. Full disclosure, did try to pull this thing off camera. It's on there pretty freaking snug, so I will have to grab some tools to loosen that for the first time. Slide actually kind of reminds me almost of a CZ. Very, very thin slide, very small, a little bit less reciprocating mass. We do have some grip on the front and on the rear. So we have some checkering. We have a couple of zones for doing a press check there. Sights, one of the advantage that Palmetto does give you is this is compatible with standard Glock sights. So whether you want to add suppressor height sights, you want to do night sights, whatever your preferred pair of sights, as long as they are off a Glock, they are compatible. Press them in, screw them in the front, and you are good to go. One thing I will say, with being a threaded barrel, usually you are going to see a suppressor height sight included with it. Palmetto chose not to. With some cans, that's not a huge deal. With some of the other cans, you do want that a little bit extra height in your sight. So something to consider. But it is nice that they are readily available, and it's very, very easy to get them switched out. Getting into the trigger portion of this, before we do a quick disassembly, because I do want to show you the way the rails work in this thing. So trigger is both good and bad at the same time. So we engage our dingus, we have our take up, there is a nice firm wall there and a break. So from the wall to the actual break, one more time. So pull wall, nice clean break, and yep, that's on me. Hold on. There we go. Reset. Hopefully you heard that. Break. And one more. Yeah, let me try that one more time. There we go. Okay, so the reset is actually quiet enough that I'm just not hearing it every time, so that's on me. And break. Reset, break. There we go. So all in all, not bad. Actually feels a lot better than some of the alternatives out of the box. I would put this, at least overall feel, in the average to better than average category for a striker fired pistol of any type. No creep, decent fail through the entire travel of pull. So no weird stacking, no weird hang-ups, no snags, anything like that. The one thing I will mention is it definitely feels like it has some weight to it. As always, I'm going to grab my handy dandy Lyman digital trigger gauge here. I'm going to get a reset. And we're going to see. Yeah, I wasn't, mentally, I kind of had a number. It's a little bit lower. So first pull, 6 pounds, 6.4 ounces. I was thinking a little closer to 7 to 8. But we're first break at 6.64. Second test. All right. Second one, 6 pounds, 15.4 ounces. So a little bit closer to 7 there. We'll get, let's see here. Okay. We'll get one more right in the sweet spot for the finger. And last pull, 6 pounds, 3.6 ounces. So we're definitely in that, we'll say between 6 and 7. Definitely will depend on this trigger, where your finger is. If you like to grab it up a little bit higher, you're going to have a little bit more perceived effort. If you like to grab it a little bit lower, you are taking advantage of some of the leverage inside of that swing. But would have been nice if they had gone just a little bit lighter. In a handgun, duty style, carry style handgun, I like to be around that 4 to 4.5 pound range. Everybody has a little bit different preference, and your mileage may vary on that, but that is my personal preference and what I've always had good luck with. Almost forgot to include it, and I know everyone seems to like this portion. So, did include a magazine. We'll do it without first. So by itself, we are at 1 pound, 6.3 ounces as it sits. With a single magazine, we are at 1 pound, 9.45 ounces. And then obviously, as you add an optic or anything else, an ammunition, your weight will increase from there. So pound and a half-ish, give or take. Almost forgot, did want to make sure to include this. Last thing I will mention on the frame here, we do get a short little section of pick rail for adding the light or aiming accessory of your choice. And then, make sure we're clear here. Last thing I want to show is the way this thing actually kind of works. So, with the takedown lever, we pull back, or pull down on the lever, we pull back just a little bit, and we are able to release it. With the recoil spring, does appear to be polymer on that. Feels polymer, just going off of the highly scientific fingernail test there. Spring is, get this pulled out, one nice captured unit, which is handy so you don't have to worry about things flying everywhere. Get this reassembled real quick. And the part that I kind of wanted to highlight that I thought was kind of cool is it actually rides internally on these rails here. So instead of riding on the exterior, rides on the rails in the frame are actually interior mounted. A little bit different, kind of cool, not something you see every day. The overall impression, fit and feel, especially on the slide, feels quality. For being, Palmetto's kind of had a reputation as being the cheap gun, if you will. We'll give them a lot of credit in the last several years. They really have improved their, I'm going to say, manufacturing process. I'm assuming they're building all of these. But the slide actually feels better than even the FN. Nice, smooth. You're not feeling any grit or anything like that out of the box. I think this will be a shooter. I think it'll be a ton of fun. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to post them down below. Just kind of wanted to give you this overview. As always, we will take this out to the range. We will see how it performs. And as always, guys, I do appreciate your time watching this. Stay safe, train hard.